Leeds fans, stop scrolling right now. Elland Road just erupted with breaking news and the next for fixtures. Look terrifying. Aston Villa, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool. The 49ers are facing a decision that will define our Premier League survival. We have a manager on the brink, a Bielsa disciple waiting in the wings, and a January transfer window that could be dead before it even opens. Here is the first payoff. The core of the crisis. Sources claim the board is risking a double punishment by hesitating. If you bleed white and believe Leeds United belongs in the Premier League, smash that like button right now. This international break isn't a pause, it's a crossroads. We start with the man in the hot seat, Daniel Farke, and the news that he has until January to save his job. But the fans want him gone now. A tempest is brewing over Elland Road, and the pressure on Daniel Farke is becoming unbearable. 4 defeats in 5 Premier League games. 5 defeats in 6 away games. This isn't just a patch of bad form, this is a crisis. The fan base is incensed, not just because of the losses, but because of who we lost to. The recent defeats came against Nottingham Forest, Brighton, Fulham, and Burnley. These were the exact fixtures, the 6-pointers, that Leeds needed to pick up points from to secure survival. Instead, we got nothing. Daniel Farke can continue to peddle the line that Leeds needs a point a game, and that the team is currently abiding by that aim. But that metric is a lie when you've squandered all your winnable fixtures. We have 11 points from 11 games, but the upcoming schedule is a gauntlet. Aston Villa at home, then Manchester City away, followed by Chelsea and Liverpool back at Elland Road. Realistically, looking at our current form, Leeds United could easily lose all 4 of those games. If the pressure from the fans is massive now, imagine the atmosphere after 4 straight defeats heading into December 6th. The supporters are pushing the narrative that Farke must be sacked. During this November international break, Leeds United News understands that Farke has been given until January to save his job. But that will be far too late. The excitement and enjoyment have been completely emptied out of the crowd by Farke's joyless tactics. The 49ers and Parag Marad must act because the fans are demanding a change. So, who replaces him? The whispers are growing for a name that understands the high-energy Leeds ethos. A manager who publicly loves Marcelo Bielsa. He's young, he's exciting, and he is available right now, requiring 0 compensation. The name, Thiago Motta. Motta is a known Bielsa disciple. He's not a clone. This isn't pure Bielsa ball, but The Athletic reports his teams play with the same core principles: intense man-marking, all-energy performances, the exact style that Leeds fans came to know and love. After retiring from playing, he managed PSG's U19s, had tough spells at Genoa and Spezia, but his big break came at Bologna. In 76 games, he averaged 1.68 points per game and guided Bologna into the Champions League for the first time. In 60 years, he didn't just win, he transformed the mentality of the entire club, something Elland Road is crying out for. He got the best out of players like Joshua Zirkzee. Yes, he then joined Juventus and it failed. He was sacked in March of this year after just 40 games. But Juventus's issues are now widely seen as deep-rooted, structural problems. It wasn't just Motta's fault. He remains out of work. Bielsa himself is locked in with Uruguay ahead of a World Cup year. He isn't walking through that door. Motta is the next best thing, a chance to reinstate the vigor Farke has systematically destroyed. Do you believe Thiago Motta has the Bielsa-like principles to save Leeds United? Or is he just another failed Juventus manager? Drop your verdict in the comments. Getting the manager right is crucial, but it's only half the battle. Because even if Motta walks in tomorrow, the 49ers are facing a ticking clock that could sabotage the entire season. A double punishment that is already starting. Stay locked. The next part explains the crisis facing the board. This international break is the perfect time to act. Leeds United are not in action for another 11 days. A new manager would have a short amount of time, a small window, to work with his players without the immediate pressure of needing results. But the 49ers enterprises are silent, and this silence is deafening. The 49ers are risking getting Leeds relegated single-handedly. This isn't just about Farke's tactics on the pitch, it's about the timing and the devastating signal it sends to the market. This is the double punishment we warned about at the start. Let's be brutally honest, things are not going to improve under Daniel Farke. That much is clear. The next for fixtures: Villa, City, Chelsea, Liverpool are what some might call a free hit for a new boss, given that the level of opposition means expectations are at 0. A new manager could use those games to implement a new system. But if Farke stays, and we predictably lose those games, what happens on December 7th? Leeds United will be deep in the bottom 3, heading into the critical Christmas period with a manager who is a dead man walking. The problem is, the 49ers seem to be waiting. They are backing a manager who is walking on the very thinnest ice imaginable. And the entire football world knows it. This creates a toxic, fatal combination heading into the January transfer window. Picture it. Leeds are in the relegation zone, and they are led by a manager everyone knows will be sacked. What top-level player, what crucial transfer target is going to sign for that? Why would a player risk his career to join a club that is clearly sinking, led by a manager who won't even be there in February? They won't even need a moment to think before turning any potential approach from the Whites down. This is the double punishment. First, the 49ers' inability to act now guarantees we lose the new manager bounce during this free hit period, losing valuable time. Second, that inaction makes the club radioactive to January targets. The inability to strengthen where necessary in January will be the real punishment, and that inability would almost guarantee relegation at the end of the season. This is the perfect time to part ways with Farke. It would rejuvenate the Elland Road support, and more importantly, it would show a level of ambition from the 49ers that is yet to be seen. This is a failure of leadership from the top. Do you agree that Farke must be sacked during this international break to save the January window? Let me know if you back the 49ers or demand action. If they don't act, they won't just miss out on a signing, they will miss out on the specific signing we desperately need. Because while the board hesitates, an opportunity has just opened up to sign a Premier League level striker. But the window to act is closing fast. The main focus right now is rightfully on Daniel Farke's future. But we have to look at the other gaping wound in this squad. The attack is failing. Only Wolves have scored fewer goals than Leeds United this season. That is a relegation statistic, plain and simple. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has hardly hit the heights needed at Elland Road. And despite being the top scorer, it's clear Lucas Mecha is not going to be starting regularly. We are toothless. The 49ers failed to address this frailty in the summer, and they simply cannot afford to make the same error in the winter. A new opportunity, however, may have just emerged. A summer target was linked, but a deal proved too hard to agree on. Now, the door may be opening again for Leeds to reignite their interest. We are talking about a Premier League level striker, who would certainly boost our chances of survival. The player, Rodrigo Muniz. Now, I know what you're thinking. Muniz just agreed to a new deal with Fulham in October, a deal that will keep him there until 2030. At least in theory. That sounds like case closed. But it's not. The Brazilian has had a patchy start to the season, and more importantly, Fulham are in financial trouble. According to a report from Sky Sports, money is believed to be tight at Craven Cottage. The costs of their new stadium revamp are hitting them hard. The report adds that Fulham are keen to make additions of their own in January, but it seems as though they may have to raise funds first to do so. This is our opening. Fulham need cash now. They cannot wait until the summer. Muniz, despite his new contract, is not untouchable, especially given his shaky start to the season. Leeds may just be able to tempt fate with an approach in January. This is exactly the kind of smart, opportunistic move the 49ers need to be making, striking while a rival is facing financial trouble. But this brings us full circle to the double punishment crisis. If Leeds approach Muniz, but Daniel Farke is still the manager, why would he jump from one struggling club to another that's in a full-blown crisis? With a dead man walking coach? He won't. The failure to replace Farke now will directly lead to the failure to sign a striker. Like Muniz in January, failure to add to our attacking options will put the final nail in the coffin for the Whites in their attempts to solidify their status as a top-flight club. This is the dilemma. Signing a striker has to be the priority. Muniz is the target, but it all hinges on the manager. If you were Parag Marin, would you sanction a move for Muniz? Or is there another striker you'd target in January? Smash LIKE if you agree the attack is the #1 priority. This is the moment it all comes together. The manager, the board, and the transfer target. 3 pieces of a puzzle that, if solved, mean survival, but if ignored, guarantee relegation. The next 11 days define our season. 3 stories, 1 horrifying reality. Daniel Farke has lost the fans and the results, with 4 defeats in 5 critical games. The 49ers are paralyzed by indecision, risking a double punishment that will kill the January window before it opens, and condemning Leeds to relegation. And a vital transfer target, Rodrigo Muniz is suddenly available due to Fulham's financial woes. But he won't come to a club in chaos. This is the perfect storm. Farke's tactics are draining the life from Elland Road. The board's hesitation is draining the ambition from the club. And the lack of firepower is draining the points from the table. We are at a crossroads right now, during this November international break. Sacking Farke now gives a new manager ideally a Bielsa disciple. Like Thiago Motta 11 precious days to prepare. It gives him the free hit of Villa, City, Chelsea, and Liverpool to assess the squad. It sends a message of ambition to the league and, crucially, to transfer targets like Muniz. It says Leeds United is not going down without a fight. But if the 49ers wait, if they let Farke manage those for impossible games, we will be cut adrift by Christmas. We will be toxic to new signings. The 49ers' failure to act today will be the final nail in the coffin. This isn't just about survival, it's about identity. This is Leeds United. We are not a passive club. We demand energy, we demand fight, we demand passion. Farke is providing none of it. The 49ers must show the same ambition that the fanbase lives and breathes. Here's what I need from every single Leeds fan watching. 1. Smash that like button if you agree the 49ers must sack Daniel Farke before the Aston Villa match. TWO. Drop a comment with your choice. Should Leeds appoint Thiago Motta? Or is there another manager who can save us? 3. Subscribe. Every subscription proves that the passion at Elland Road is bigger than any one manager and that we will march on, together. No matter the challenge, but listen closely, here's the edge of the cliff. While all eyes are on Farke, sources claim a senior players group is questioning the training intensity, believing it's the cause of the poor form, not just the tactics. If that splits the dressing room, not even a new manager can fix it. And on top of that, our relegation rivals, specifically Fulham, are not just targets, they are predators. That same Sky Sports report about their finances. It also mentioned they are looking for a cheap striker in January, meaning they could sell Muniz to us, or sell him to Everton or Forest, strengthening our direct rivals. The clock is ticking. The 49ers must choose. Marching on together, smash subscribe and march over our rivals. Premier League survival is our destiny. We are Leeds. We never surrender. See you in the next one.